Dave Goodsell, according to the 2016 Natixis Global Retirement Index, the U.S. ranks 14th when it comes to retirement security. So what's wrong? Why can't we even crack the top 10?
Well, actually, what you see in the United States compared to some of the other countries in our index is that there's the good, the bad, and the reality of retirement. So on the good side, we see high income, we see a strong growing economy relative to the other participants in that list, and then also you see unemployment going down, which are all great economic factors for retirees, strong, healthy economy. On the other side, there's a great deal of income inequality, and access to retirement plans is a big challenge. I think the DOL reports that about a third of American workers don't have access to a workplace savings plan. That's a critical challenge for America right there.
And why don't we take a step back, and why don't you explain how your index is compiled?
Sure. Our index is a multi-dimensional index. It's a tool that really looks at the factors that contribute to a good lifestyle in retirement. So we look at healthcare, we look at quality of life, and most importantly, we look at finances in retirement and material well-being. And the idea is to measure out a number of factors there that really contribute to whether you can be secure in retirement. As an investment company, we look most closely at finances in retirement. We really want to focus in on what are the ways we can bring together individuals, employers, and policymakers and asset managers to really crack this code along with employers, to really crack this code of how do you develop a secure retirement.
And by now, most Americans know that the onus is on them to save for retirement. So why aren't they or we saving more? Are we just too cash-strapped or just not thinking about the future?
Well, I think that's a great point. We see about 3/4 of Americans believe that funding retirement is increasingly landing on their shoulders. Now, the challenges they have, even if they have access to a plan, first, they may not be saving enough. About 40% of the people we spoke to in our defined contribution study save less than 5%. One of the other reasons we see, too, those who have access to a plan and don't save tell us they have too much personal debt. And one of the places where that really shows up is student loan debt. So among that group, we see about 33% of millennials who are struggling with student loan debt, and more surprisingly, about 20% of Generation X investors. So that's a big burden that a lot of people carry and need to be able to balance that with that long-term concern.
And meanwhile, Northern Europe does very well in your retirement index. What are they doing in places like Switzerland and Iceland and Norway that we're not doing?
Well, I think it's more of a connected point of it. It's truly a system that you see in there. So you see great work around workplace savings, around government benefits, and incentives for individual savings as well. That's particularly what we see in Norway. There's strong healthcare systems that are in place that makes access to healthcare easier for retirees. I think one of the challenges that they see on the retirement side, low interest rates. It's hard for someone who's trying to generate an income to do that when interest rates are low. Certainly great for buying a home or a car, but the challenge is how do you use that interest rate and drive forward an income that you can live on?
All right, well, thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you. Great to be here.
And thank you for watching The Street.